Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 8 April 2021, 9 o'clock on a Thursday night, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and that is exactly what we have. We have 31 sale lots for your perusal this evening. 32 knives and a watch in 31 sale lots. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Because it is. And it is a very budget-friendly sale this evening. So those of you who like the inexpensive, high-value stuff are going to be pleased tonight. Those of you who like very special stuff are also going to be pleased tonight. Before we get into the inventory, a little bit of housekeeping. First up, if you are going to participate as a buyer in this evening's sale, you're going to need to be familiar with the terms of the sale and agreeable to them as well. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. They will also be reprinted in the description underneath this video in detail. Also, above the terms in the description, you're going to find 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first, my primer for buyers video. If you are new, please watch it. I get lots of questions via email and text that are answered in detail in that video. So if you're a brand new buyer, please watch. Please watch. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That explains how this weekly event works from the Consignors perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So you'll see those 3 links in the description, and then the terms of the sale, and at the very bottom, the list of inventory for tonight's sale, complete with timestamps and pricing. When you look in the pricing column, you're going to see normally 2 numbers, one to the left of the slash, one to the right. The left number is your price as shown, the number to the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And regarding sharpening for purchased knives, there will be 6 spots available this week for next day sharpening. So the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight will be done and shipped with all the as shown inventory tomorrow, Friday the 9th. If you want your knife sharpened and you don't make it in the first 6, it'll be about 3 to 4 weeks before it ships. I think that's about it for housekeeping. Let's get you the terms up on the screen, and we'll be right back with the inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, just one leftover from last week's sale from Massdrop, custom knife maker, designer Tashi Bharucha. We have the Heat Seeker, a pretty cool knife, guys, in stunning carbon fiber. Gotta move my light just a little. 3D machined and satin finished. Gorgeous bead blasted titanium frame, steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper, beautiful blade. RWL 34 is your blade steel, gorgeous horizontal satin finish. Blade length is 3 11/16, the handle 5 inches. There is your lock engagement, rock solid. Perfect blade centering. Perfect flipping action. Like new in the box. These knives are gone on nowdrop.com. Complete listings on eBay running between $305 and $350. We ran this last week at $275. No takers. Dropped it down to $255 $275 for the weekend. It is still here. Somebody gets it this week for a bargain. $230 like it is, $250 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Massdrop Bharucha Heat Seeker. Next up, I told you there was going to be a couple user Chris Reeve knives in the sale. I just dropped something, for goodness sake. We have one of them right here. Here's the birth card. It is a large Inkosi with black canvas micarta inlays, born December 30th, 2016. Does not come with a box, but it comes with goodies, right? Your Loctite, your tools, your cloth, your warranty card. I did not find a lanyard with it. You're going to see this knife has a little bit of wear. It's been carried, it's been used, but guys, the action is stunning. Now, I have sharpened this knife, but it's been used and touched up since then. It's pretty sharp, but I'm going to give you a sharpening price on it. There's your lock engagement with your ceramic ball. Nice where it ought to be. Rock solid. Centering's down the middle. Just look over the handle because it does have some wear. Just throw it in your pocket and use it. These are now out of stock everywhere by my estimation. When they were in stock, they were $550. This one can be yours. Don't need to worry about it. Just go use it. $375 like it is. $395 with a fresh Apostle P edge. That's the Chris Reeve Large Inkosi Micarta. Next up, our second offering of the user Chris Reeve variety. This one, a small Sebenza 21 with black canvas micarta inlay. S35VN with the 59 to 60 hardness spec. Born November 24th, 2015. It's going to come, no box, in a Ziploc baggie with the cloth, with the warranty card, with grease, the wrench, and this bushing floating around in here is the bright bushing that would have been installed in the back of the knife because it's wearing a blue one now. And here's the knife. A gorgeous little small 21. It's been used, it's been carried, it's been sharpened by the Apostle P. But it's been some time ago that I sharpened it. It's been used, it's been carried, it's been touched up since then. I'm going to give you a sharpening price, but it doesn't need a spa. The action is perfect. The centering's perfect. The lockup is perfect. Yep. Great little example of a user small 21. Now these micarta inlaid small 21s, probably all the 21s are out of stock right now. No longer making them. When they were in stock, the micarta versions were $475. This one can be yours like it is for $325, and then $345 if you'd like a fresh Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Chris Reeve Small Sebenza 21 Micarta. Next up, I teased you guys with this one yesterday in my heads up video. This is a ZT0392 BLK. So all black, murdered out, black hardware, black DLC titanium frame, black DLC coated blade, harpoon clip, CTS 204P is your blade steel. It's got carry wear. It's got an aftermarket clip. It's been used. It's been sharpened. What do these sell for if they're like new or near mint? $500-600? This one's not. Oh, just so you know, there's your lock engagement. There's your blade centering. It is slightly off to the left. Flipping action though, stupendous. This one can be yours for $200. $200 like it is. $230 if I sharpen it. Just so you know, if I sharpen this, I'm probably going to bump out that choil and clean up the base of that edge a little bit. Thus the price. So $200 like it is, $230 sharpened on the ZT0392BLK. No box, no papers, well used. Next up, here is a knife from a maker I've never seen or heard about. Rod P. Jensen from Portland, Oregon. Knife comes in a beautiful little leather sheath. Don't know if I know that maker. Check it out, guys. I think this steel is some variety of stainless. Nicely mirror polished. There is the R.P. Jensen maker mark. It's a little Wharncliffe blade, 3 1/4 inches long, big long flats, and then a very shallow hollow grind. One-piece canvas micarta handle, nicely hafted and polished. 2 green spacers and what appears to be a burgundy micarta with a brass ferrule. The 3 1/4 inch blade backed up by a handle that is 4 1/8. Pretty nice in the hand, great for utility work. It's like new, no box with sheath. It can be yours for $140, guys. $140 like it is. $160 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Rod P. Jensen Wharncliffe utility. Next up from Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, USA. In a beautiful pancake, ambidextrous and vertical or horizontal sheath. We have the Wasp in CPM 3V. Check it out, guys. A beautiful little double-edged dagger with a fuller down that center spine. 3 3/4 inches is your blade. 4 1/8 is the handle. Brass pins, brass lanyard tube, green canvas micarta, red liners. Beautiful in hand and beautifully done by the guys up in Escanaba. Great symmetry. It's like new, no box. I did find one of these in stock exactly like this. I think at DLT it was $247 web price. This one can be yours, like new, no box, $180. $180 like it is, and then $210 for me to sharpen both edges. That's the Bark River Wasp. Next up, I teased you about this one yesterday. It's a buck. It's a 110. It was made between 1967 and 1972 with the original leather sheath. No box. I don't think you're going to find a 50-year-old 110 this nice anywhere. Its vintage is revealed by its 2-pin design, not counting the rocker. Solid wood scales. Squarish corners. And then the upside-down tang stamp. Yep, that makes it a 67 to 72 knife, 440C blade steel. I do not believe this blade has been sharpened, except at the factory. Lockup is rock solid. The action is buttery smooth. The blade centering very close to perfect. Guys, it is absolutely near mint. Only patina on the brass. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. And I think it's a steal at $180. $180 and then $200 if you like my edge on it. That is the buck 110. Next up from SOG. Kind of a new offering from SOG. They've dispensed with their old arc lock and they've stolen the Benchmade axis lock. They're calling it the SOG XR lock. And this is the Terminus XR in smooth Coyote Tan G10, or I guess Desert Tan G10. I can't find this knife in stock with this handle material. Pretty cool. You got a 4 1/16 handle, Deep carry, reversible, tip-up pocket clip. Ball bearing flipper that works extremely well with the XR lock. Gorgeous little sort of clip point blade in Cryo D2. The blade length, 3 inches. Lockup is solid as a rock. Blade centering is perfect, and the flipping action is too. It's going to be near mint to like new. No box. Web pricing on these, and all I could find was the textured green G10, not this smooth desert tan. But those green ones are running $55 web pricing. This one can be yours near mint to like new, no box. 40 bucks like it is. 60 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the SOG Terminus XR. Next up, same product family, same company. This also from SOG with the new XR lock, ripped off from Benchmade after the expiration of the Axis lock patent. This is the SOG TAC XR. Textured green G10, ball bearing pivot, flipper mechanism. Works superbly with that XR lock. Look at that, would ya? You can fling it open with thumb studs as well. The blade is cryo treated D2. It appears to be a DLC type coating. Blade length on the SOG TAC 3 5/16. Handle length 4 5/8. The clip it's a fold over, but it ain't a very deep carry clip. It is reversible left or right. Lockup rock solid. Action is perfect. And the centering is, let's see, you can't see it because it's black. It's perfect. We'll call this one like new to near mint to like new. No box. Web pricing on this knife, if you want to buy one from your favorite retailer brand new, is going to be $80. This one can be yours for $60. And then $80 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the SOG TAC XR. Next up, we got a combo deal. It's going to be listed in your inventory as the Tenacious / M16 combo. The first knife is a Spyderco Tenacious, black G10, polished clip, leaf-shaped blade, 8CR13 MOV. Appears to have a factory edge that's still in pretty fine shape. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. There is your centering. It's just about doggone perfect. Action is just fine. Condition will be near mint, no box. And then with it, you get a box for the CRKT M16-01KZ, which is the EDC version of the M16. FRN handles. Flipper mechanism, it's probably on Teflon. Black coated Spearpoint blade, 8CR15 MOV. Liner lock with the auto lock system, so you pull back on the red tab, you disengage your liner lock and fold the knife. Action's perfect, lockup is perfect, the centering hard to see, but it's perfect. Is it perfect? Yeah. And we'll call this near mint to like new in box. You buy these online brand new, this one will run you $32, this one will run you $52, that's $84. Or just buy both of these, shipped priority mail, $50 plus $20 each to sharpen. And next day sharpening available if they're among the first 6. That is the Tenacious / M16 combo. Let's see, next up. Be careful on this one, guys. There are 2 leaks in the sale tonight. This one from Kershaw, made in the USA. This will show up in your inventory as the Kershaw 1660 SW BLK Leek. So it's kind of a standard Leek, hard anodized black, aluminum scales, liner lock. This one has had the clip moved to tip up. Stonewash blade, Sandvik 14C28N. It is a liner lock. There's your engagement. It's rock solid. Now it's got the speed safe spring assist mechanism. Perfect blade centering. Perfect springing. Got just a couple of nicks in the edges of the clip and maybe a nick or two, very, very tiny in the black hard anodized aluminum. So we're going to call this near mint in box. Oh, they're out of stock everywhere right now. When they're in stock, they run $55 at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours. Near mint in the box, shipped priority mail. $30. $30 like it is, 50 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Kershaw 1660 SWBLK Leek. Next up, it's the legend, my friends, from Kershaw, made in the USA, the 1760 Skyline. Y'all know it. Black G10, butter knife clip, tip up or down right hand carry, single-sided stainless steel liner that houses the locking leaf for the liner lock. Watch this. Phosphor bronze, no ball bearings, no spring. Yeah, it's really that good. The flipping action is perfect. The lockup is perfect. The blade centering is perfect. It's like new in the box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. The last web price listing I could find for the Skyline was $53. They're doing between $60 and $85 completed listings on eBay. This one's like new in the box. It's the best example I've ever seen. $45. $65 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Kershaw 1760 Skyline. Next up, from Cold Steel, we got a code 4 and we have a code 4 Spearpoint. And I believe it is in CTS XHP steel. An unmarked hard anodized aluminum handle. Both clips do come in the box with this knife. And I don't even see a scratch on the clip. Man. It's better than that. I'm not right-handed. Look at that. Look at that, would ya? Lockup, rock solid. Very free action. Beautiful blade centering. Almost every code 4 has perfect action centering and lockup. This one, no exception. We're going to call this one near mint in box. I don't think you can buy them new anymore, can you? Can you? Nope, discontinued, out of stock. These are doing money on eBay, guys. Up to $161 in completed listings on eBay. We're not going to hold you up on this one. I think this one's priced right because it's a super nice example. I detect no edge wear. We'll call this one absolutely near mint in box. Yours for $90, shipped priority mail, 110 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Cold Steel, code 4, Spearpoint. Next up, oh, another Cold Steel. It's the Steve Austin designed Broken Skull 2. It's the Broken Skull 2, it says on the end of the box, because it has the Coyote Tan G10. I love the Broken Skull except for the name Broken Skull. Look at that G10 with that black DLC blade. This one also does have both clips in the box, so if you're a lefty, smack. Oh, look at that S35 VM blade, a touch over 4 inches in length, I believe. Super slim handle, super light knife, rock solid triad lockup. I wrote the centering down as close. It favors the left side ever so slightly. Near mint to like new in box, both clips included. These are out of stock everywhere. They were $84 when you could get them. Your price for this one, $80 like it is, $100 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Cold Steel Broken Skull 2. Next up, man, I like this knife. I really do. From Hogue Knives, we have the model number 34050 Exploit. A stunning out-the-front automatic from Hogue. Honeycomb pattern, hard anodized black aluminum handle, deep carry clip, reversible left or right hand, gorgeous ergonomics, nice tall button you can actually get some thumb into. Oh. And a stonewash blade, CPM S30V. 3 7/16 inches of blade, nice and thin, usable, piercy, everything you want out the front automatic to be. I have medium to firm button effort, but even though it's sort of medium firm, because it's tall, you really get purchase. So it doesn't wear you out to drive your wife crazy while you're watching a movie. 100% reliability in my experience with it. Let's see. We'll call it near mint to like new in the box. I only found one retailer that has any of these left, and that was Knife Center, and they're $272. This one can be yours. Near mint to like new in the box. I couldn't really find any signs of wear at all. Your price, $225. And then $245 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Hogue 34050 Exploit. Next up, from our friends in Oregon City, we have a Benchmade 551BK D2 Griptilian. Murdered out. Black Neural GTX handle. Parkerized Emerson clip. All black hardware except for the axis actuation buttons. The trademark Neural GTX sound. Beautiful action, guys. Rock solid lockup. And blade centering on the grip is close. Yeah. A superb example. It is like new in the box. I don't think you can buy these new anymore. I don't think. Maybe you can. I don't think you can. How about $85? Are you kidding me? Yep, 85. Then $105 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, another Benchmade. And guys, if you don't own one and you've been on the fence about owning one, this is the one you need to buy. It's a 928 Osborne Proxy. We've featured this knife on this channel many times. It's the last knife designed for Benchmade by the late Warren Osborne, which gives it its name, the Proxy. It was produced by Proxy after Warren's death. Beautiful Coyote Tan 3D machine satin finish G10. Blasted titanium frame. I could not find a trail on it, guys. An unmarked polished split arrow clip. You have the steel inserted titanium frame lock, and that steel insert is the monolock adjustable lock face, right? So it's a hex shaped steel insert. You can adjust it to lock up wherever you like. You want to set them up early to avoid lock slip because of the curved nature of the lock surface on the blade tank. This one's set up perfectly. Flipping action is superb. The blade, a super fine glass bead blast, CPM 20 CV, beautiful factory edge, zero wear. There's your lock engagement right where you want it. It has zero lock slip, zero play. Perfect blade centering. It's the most perfect Proxy I've ever had in my hand. It's like new in the box. It's discontinued. It's out of stock. Your price, $195 like it is. $220 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Benchmade 928 Proxy. Next up, is it? It is our last Benchmade in tonight's sale. Man, did they kill it on this one, guys. The 570-1 Presidio 2. Okay, the -1. I owned this knife with aluminum scales, and I liked it a lot, but I didn't keep it because it was a boat anchor. The aluminum scales were thick, they were heavy for aluminum. This is the newer version with what Benchmade is calling their CF Elite scale material. So it's a molded product like FRN, but with a ton of carbon fiber in it. That texture is molded in. It's not oppressive, but it is aggressive, right? It shouldn't be a pocket ripper, but it gives you a great purchase, and the knife is light. There's your blade. That same S30 glass bead blast over satin that the aluminum scaled version had. Lockup is rock solid. Near free dropping action. And centering dead down the middle. Now it has had a stud swap, and I can't remember what model these thumb studs came off of, but the original ones are in the box. What are those? Yeah, those are Rift studs, I believe. 950 Rift thumb studs. They look great. The original studs are the bright standard Benchmade studs, but this works well. Got the Parkerized deep carry clip. Guys, this is a nice package. Like new in the box. Map pricing on this knife, your favorite retailer is $140. This one can be yours. $115, $115, and then $135 if you'd like an ApostleP edge on it. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6 tonight. Next up, again, be careful because it's the second Leek in our sale. It does have a different model number than the first one, so when you send your I'll take it, make sure you include that entire model number. From Kershaw, made in the USA, we have a 1660 CKTST Leek. So, it's black, but it's not aluminum. This, guys, is a stainless steel frame lock version of the Leek, all DLC coated, blade and handle. Parkerized leaky clip. This is mounted in its factory location, tip down right hand. It'll go tip up right hand if you so desire. Combo edge, 14C28N, DLC coated steel, speed safe spring assist. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. There is your blade centering, and I need to turn the page to see what I wrote, because it's harder to see with a black blade looking through the camera. Centering's perfect, at least as close as my 55-year-old eyes can tell. Yeah. Speed safe action, perfect. Condition like new in the box. Let's see, currently available on Amazon for $61. You can have this one. A perfect example. Don't know that you're going to get that from Amazon. This can be yours shipped priority mail. $50 like it is. $70 with an ApostleP edge. It's the Kershaw 1660 CKTST Leek. Next up, the last cold steel in tonight's sale. It's the Double Agent 2. Comes in a very flat box because it's a very flat knife. Interesting little package. Got a molded plastic riveted together sheath with a thumb release, right? So you push that and yeah, out comes the knife. Nice little clip point. Blade steel is AUS 8A. Blade length is 3.5 inches, full serrated edge. Handle length is 4 3/8, and it's a double finger hole handle. You're not going to lose the handle on that one, are ya? When you're fighting the bad guy. Pretty nice little package. Inexpensive knife from Cold Steel. This one's like new in the box. Yeah, we'll call it near mint. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. From the sheath, there are some scuffs in the flats right there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's why. Just from going in and out of the sheath. Might have had those when it was new. I don't know. Anyway, these are 34 bucks on Amazon. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail for 25 bucks, guys. 25 bucks for a 3.5-inch AUS 8A fixed blade. No need to sharpen the serrated edges, just fine the way it is. That's the Cold Steel Double Agent 2. Next up, I confused myself a couple weeks ago. I had a rake that I thought was a rike. This is definitely a rake. R-U-I-K-E, not a rike, it's a rake. Ready to make it. Comes in a very nice box, by the way. The knife is a model number P128SF. And guys, this knife will fool you. When you pick it up, you think, huh, nice titanium frame lock. Well, it ain't. That is a glass bead blasted stainless steel handle. But I'll tell you what, the weight, yeah, if you know it's steel, it makes sense in your hand. It's heavy, but I don't think the camera will pick this up. But there are massive milled lightning pockets inside that handle. So it's not oppressively heavy, just beautifully made. It is a steel frame lock, ball bearing flipper with a kind of almost like the roto block from Lion Steel, but actually it works a lot better than the roto block. Blade steel is 14C28N. That little harpoon Wharncliffe blade is 3 5/8 inches long. The handle 4 7/8. Gorgeous ergonomics. I'm going to call it like new in the box. And action lockup and centering, all perfect. Really good flipping action. Let's see. Blade HQ has this knife in stock for 50 bucks. This one can be yours shipped priority mail for 40. And then 60 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on it. That's the Rake P128SF. Next up, from TwoSun Knives. And you know what? You guys know what I think about Chinese knives, but TwoSun has some things going for it. They're inexpensive, and look at the box. Designed and made in Yangjiang, China. All right? Say it. Just put it out there. You go, TwoSun. All right. So we've got the TwoSun TS 248 steel inserted titanium frame lock knife. A nice fine milled pattern. Not sure the camera will pick up. Ball bearing flipper. Nice flipper. Plenty of jimping. Check out that blade. It's like a faux dagger, so the top edge not sharpened, but look at that. Huh? Blade steel is 14C28N. Blade length is 3 3/4 inches. The handle only 4 11/16, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. You know, although it looks like a dagger, it's kind of a usable knife. You got a forward finger choil, a jimped thumb ramp. Not bad. Action, centering, lockup, all perfect. Condition is going to be near mint to like new in box. This particular knife is out of stock everywhere. I found a listing for out of stock knives on White Mountain Knives for 75 bucks. I don't think you can buy one at much cheaper than that, guys, because you got to go used. Your price on this one's going to be 65, like it is. If you like my edge on it, 85 bucks. That's the TwoSun TS 248. Next up, another one from TwoSun, proudly designed and made in China. This is the TwoSun TS 108. It's going to be designed by Sebastian Irwan. We have a 4 11/16 inches titanium handle, a front flipper, which I won't even attempt to use correctly. A very interesting blade shape. It looks kind of Asian, doesn't it? Blade steel on the TS 108 is going to be D2. Blade length 3 7/16. Handle 4 11/16. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing pivot. You got to get your finger off the back of the flipper there. Yeah, action, centering, lockup, all squared away. Condition on this one is near mint to like new in box. AliExpress has them in stock for 83 bucks. This one can be yours 65. 6.5. Like it is. 90 for me to sharpen that recurve edge if you so desire. That is the TwoSun TS 108. Next up, another one from TwoSun Knives made in Yanjiang, China. This one is the TS 228, probably the nicest TwoSun I've ever seen. So titanium frame lock, carbon fiber inlays, milled titanium clip, steel inserted lock interface, ball bearing flipper, flips excellent, gorgeous little Spearpoint blade, designed by, yeah, no kidding, ready? Jelly Jerry design. That's right there. Jelly Jerry. Don't know what that comes from. I don't know. Blade steel on this 228 is 14C28N. Blade length 3 13/16. The handle length is 4 15/16. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering is dead down the middle. Flipping action, superb. It's like new in the box. I found one current web listing for this knife from an Australian website for 116 bucks. Everywhere else it's gone. This one can be yours, however. Shipped, priority mail, 85 bucks, 85. Then 105 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on it. That is the TwoSun TS 228. Next up, from TwoSun Knives, made in Yanjiang, China, we have the TwoSun TS 127. So a little less expensive knife from TwoSun. Stainless steel liner lock, clad in black and white or black and very light gray G10. Nicely 3D machined, interesting milling pattern. So the handle is 4 15/16 inches long. Blade length 3 13/16, reaching way out there, almost like a muskrat clip. Cool jimping, very good jimping. Stainless steel liner lock, beautiful engagement, beautiful lockup. Ball bearing pivot, of course. Perfect centering. Deep carry clip that's going to be right hand only. Pretty nice package. Nice little gear pattern backspacer. And man, that blade's cool. Thin and slicey. Wong design on this one. So let's see. We're going to call it near mint to like new in the box. Right now you can buy these on Amazon for just under 50. This one can be yours, 40 bucks, shipped, priority mail, 60 with an Apostle P edge. That's the TwoSun TS 127. Next up, another one from TwoSun, designed and made in Yanjiang, China. And this one is the TwoSun TS 16. It has a D2 blade, 3 3/4 inches in length, a 4 3/4 inch handle, that beautiful black and light gray or black and white G10. Great milling pattern to show off that material. Stainless steel liner lock, rock solid. That D2 blade is sort of a modified sheep's foot with some pretty cool milling. Right hand tip up clip, rock solid lockup, perfect centering, beautiful flipping action. Got to get it past the detent. Yeah. Very cool package. I think these are about 43 bucks on Amazon right now. You can buy this one shipped priority mail for 35 bucks. Everything in. If you'd like an ApostleP edge on it, it'll be 55 bucks. 55. Next day sharpening available. It's one of the first 6. That is the TwoSun TS 16. Now don't get that model number confused, because the next knife is almost the same model number. So this is the TS 16, the TS 16, not the 116, because that's coming up next. So next up, from TwoSun Knives, made in Yanjiang, China. This is my favorite of this big bunch of TwoSuns we have. This is the TS 116. Gray G10 with some very cool radial circle lines. Notice how they're close together at the pivot, and they it's interesting. Blue G10 pivot collar. I think the backspacer might be blue FRN. You got a deep carry right hand tip up only clip. Okay. 4 7/8 is your handle length with a 4 1/8 blade. Super blade to handle ratio. Look how far forward the pivot is. And look at that Wharncliffe blade. This is designed by Max Kachuk. Blade steel's 14C28N. Look at that. And man, in the hand, guys. Oh, yeah. Nicely done. Stainless steel liner lock. Rock solid. Ball bearing flipper. Perfect centering. Great flipping action, even if you drag the tip across your leather. Condition on this one is going to be like new in the box. Right now they're 50 bucks on Amazon. This one can be yours like new in the box, shipped to you $40. 40 bucks like it is, 60 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available. That is the TS 116 from TwoSun. Next up, another one from TwoSun Knives, made in Yanjiang, China. This is the TS27, TS27, with brown canvas micarta scales over a stainless steel liner lock, right hand tip up clip, ball bearing flipper, stainless steel liner lock. Pretty interesting blade shape. D2 is going to be your blade material. Night Morning Design is who penned this knife on his CAD. So 3 13/16 inches of blade, 4 13/16 inches of handle. Gear pattern probably FRN backspacer. Rock solid lockup. Perfect blade centering. Condition is going to be near mint to like new in the box. Your price for this, guys, 40 bucks. Shipped priority mail. 60 with an ApostleP edge. That's the TwoSun TS27. Next up, our last TwoSun, designed and made in Yanjiang, China. This is the TwoSun TS252, a very interesting traditional slip joint pocket knife. So what do we got here? Well, it's kind of a handle pattern I don't recognize. Very interesting bolsters. They appear to be nickel silver. There is a pretty decent little scuff in one, but as you guys know, nickel silver polishes easily. The covers on this are snake wood. Yes, they are. Not bad looking snake wood either. Nice little waxed cord brass beaded lanyard tied on. And then you've got a no nail nick pinch knife, right? Cam tang, Damascus steel, kind of a muskrat clip, maybe a drop point. Yeah, I'd call it a drop point. Very nicely executed. Pull is about a 6.5. Walk and talk is kind of meh, not great, but it's centered up nicely. And when it's open, it's pretty rock solid. No side play. Let's see. I didn't do measurements on this. Blade length is, it's probably like 3 7/8 handle and a 3-inch blade, something like that. Let's see. We'll call it near mint in the box. And right now, AliExpress has these for $70. This one is going to be less, and it's going to come with this hunt down fixed blade knife. I don't know, it's just kind of there's a saw back and a combo edge, but a little 3-inch blade. Yeah, the Hunt FRN removable. Yeah, not a bad little knife, actually. Comes in a little molded plastic sheath. It's like 13 bucks online. So you get the TS 252 from TwoSun in Damascus with the cheapy hunt down fixed blade. This knife is 70 bucks on Ali. The whole package shipped priority mail for you guys, $45. And then add 15 each to sharpen. Okay? So that'll be in your inventory as the TwoSun TS 252 Damascus. Next up, I told you that I might have a little more than 30 items to sell tonight because I was thinking about selling a couple of my own things, and it's time to do that right now. Oh, you guys, if you've been watching the channel, you know this knife. I'm selling this because I have designs on an Omega watch and I need to raise some money. This is from Vehement Knives. And let's see what comes in the box. All your Vehement goodies. Matt's business card. Certificate of off. Warranty. You guys know, if you watch, this knife I got in a waffle or a raffle. This is one of 3 knives like it, custom made by Matt Martin of Vehement Knives. It's just called the Vehement Knives Custom 3V Fighter. The sheath designed and made by Matt's wife Jenna, Skinbender Leatherworks. Ingenious design. The retention strap with a beautiful snap goes over the top of this flap, which protects the knife from the snap. She makes them tight. This one's beautifully broken in. It's completely ambidextrous. The dangle splits a belt loop on your pants. So you insert that with your belt loop between those 2 straps. You got to put the snap on correctly. That is a super design, guys. And inside that comes this. If you guys have never experienced Matt's work, it's phenomenal. The blade length, and you got, it's very Randall, and it's very Randall, and it's very early SOG, right? There's Matt's maker's mark. Notice the solder joint at the crossguard, perfectly executed. A Cordovan finished stacked leather handle with some excellent Coke bottle. Guys, 7 inches of 3V is your blade, 5 inches of handle, stick tang with a brass nut, aluminum pommel. It's like new. It's one of 3 made. I know the other 2. I know who own them. This was the first of the 3. This is a knife that's unobtainium. You can't buy one. Except tonight. Your price, $12.50. And don't send me an offer. If it doesn't sell quickly, don't expect a price drop because there won't be one. I think if I take it to a grind-in, and I really don't want to sell it at a grind-in because I don't want to sell Matt's knife while people are there to see Matt. Yeah, it'd be more. There'd be a bidding war. So $12.50 or it stays. If you want me to sharpen it, and I probably would not recommend it, add 30. That is the Vehement Knives Custom 3V Fighter. Next up. Oh. Yes, I'm selling stuff to fund a watch, and part of what's funding the new watch is this old watch that's not very old from Seiko. We get a box. Inside a box. All the hang tags, books, all there. This knife purchased last December. All the spare links, nicely protected. And would you like to see the watch? This is the Seiko SBDC 101 or SPB 143 if it's an international model. This is an SBDC 101. It is the 62 MAS homage, 40.5 millimeters in diameter. I think they're like 12.5 thick. Boxed and double domed AR coated sapphire crystal. The bezel, I don't even think it's an insert. I think it's a one-piece bezel because it's all stainless steel with a satin finish and a DLC type coating. So it almost looks like a machined ceramic, but it's not. The bezel markings are engraved and then filled with white paint. Of course, Lumibrite on the embossed markers and the handset, Lumibrite in the pip. The white on the bezel not lumed. It's running the 6R35 movement. Beautiful bracelet. My favorite, my favorite Seiko bracelet ever. It is a pin and collar bracelet, but it has beautiful drape. The links actually do articulate a little bit independently. I don't know if you can see that bar there, but they move a little bit more than they usually would on an oyster style Seiko. Milled clasp with the dive extension. I'm not going to put out because it's nothing special. There's one mark in the bezel. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up. It's a little ding right at the top of the bright part, and I know exactly when I did it. It was the first week that I owned it. Probably hard to see. If I didn't tell you it was there, you'd take a month to find it. The watch is basically unmarked except for that. There's a little funny spot right in the corner that you'll never see. And the clasp with the Diashield coating, there might be a couple hairlines in that clasp, but it holds up well. So I'm going to call this near mint in box. These are out of stock on Seiya Japan right now. Sakura has them for $10.70, which would be a screaming deal because they run, I think they were $11.86 at Seiya when I bought this. Then you're going to have to pay $130-ish for custom charges when they get here. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail, near mint in box with paperwork and all the links for the bracelet. $8.75, guys. $8.75 on the Seiko SBDC 101. And that will bring us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp and God is always right on time. Have at her, boys. Talk to you soon.